Apex Legends is just a bog standard game. It's no great, it's no fantastic, and it certainly is not going to be taking the title off of Call of Duty Warzone anytime soon, sadly. Now, Season 10 came out and I was going to do a review video and talk about what I thought of the new guns and the maps and stuff like that. And I played a good bit last night, and I've kind of came to the conclusion that Apex isn't as good as I've originally played it out in my head. It's definitely not as good as you're seeing online. It's definitely not going to take over Warzone, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I really would like for Apex to do really well, because I do enjoy playing it. It's just there's some parts and some mechanics and people and just things, the same with any game, that ruin it. But there's a lot of discussion on people moving, and if you haven't already seen it, like last night, Tim and Nick Merckx both sitting with 60,000 people watching them play Apex Legends. That's huge. That's more than Apex has been concurrently getting without those two, and that is the truth. I think Twitch average is about 89,000 people watching, and between the two of them, they had 120,000. That's normal for a new season. It's going to be the same with Warzone. It's going to be the same with Fortnite. There's always going to be streamers who jump ship, but the reason that people are jumping ship now is all kind of tied into the state of play that Warzone's in, and it's not really in a good place right now. There's no other way of beating around the bush, but I think overall, this thought of, should I go across and play Apex? Give it a shot, man. See if you've never played Apex. Go and have a shot. But just be vigilant, because the game is kind of broke as well. A couple of things I've noticed, and I made aware of my previous video, which I'm always dead hesitant about keeping up a video that is speaking a real opinion of mine. And in that, basically said that Apex will take over Warzone. And in this video, I'm kind of contradicting it. I am contradicting it. But I thought it'd be nice to see that transition of my thought process, because a lot of people will just jump in and be like, oh, they're playing it, it must be really good, oh, it's a new season, oh, it looks great, oh, it can slide, you can climb, wow. But there's some stuff in beneath it that can really cause this game to just not be as great as what you thought it was, and hopefully I can lay that out here. I think the first one is just players and skills. I'm finding there's a lot of games like these guys here, they know what they're doing. Now, my rank is, I think I'm level 50 odd, and Scott's about 65 in the time of this recording. That's decent. But the highest level you can get to is 500, which is quite a bit away. So why am I getting put into lobbies with level 500 players? And it's something I noticed straight away, is these players know what they're doing. They've been playing the game for 10 seasons, potentially. And they're really good. And then a new player like you or I come along, and we get put in a lobby with them. And if you go to YouTube and you type in like ACU or any of these big ones, and they talk about bots and they love getting put in bot lobbies, it's all very reminiscent of Call of Duty, is it not? Because that's what the content creators wanted on that. And it actually kind of annoys me. It doesn't kind of annoy me. It just bugs the life out of me. Because I know for a fact that I've been in a lobby with Smurf accounts, with an account that's been made as level 65, but it's got 20 bomb, 4k damage. Like, I can't drop 20 kills. I cannot drop 4,000 damage having played the game for 2 weeks. For somebody to just pick the game up and do that is bizarre. And it immediately screams there's something dodgy going on. And I'll always say that, because that does sound dodgy. And 4,000 damage is a lot. Do you know what I mean? You see that there, I'm doing 20 damage per hit of the new Rampage weapon. You know, they add up, man. It takes time. And people are coming in, and apparently they've only played 20 games, and they've got 4,000 damage, 20 kill games. I just don't see how that's possible. Skill-based matchmaking is pretty much fucked in the game. That's my opinion of it. Um, Aside from the fact that you're getting put into lobbies with absolute monsters, but apparently there's like cheaters as well up in the higher ranks. There is cheaters. Um, and because Warzone is obviously all the limelight, that's getting all the attention. People won't let you know that Apex is actually pretty bad for cheaters, and it's not just like having walls and stuff like that, because you already sort of have walls in this game, and that's just by simply going a character like Bloodhound, for instance. But what you find in this is that they have this silent aim, and they're just shooting random locations and totally flooring people. I literally sat and watched a 5 minute video from the gaming merchant who watched a solo Gibby take the full lobby on. Nearly 20 people he killed, just running about enjoying himself. That's mental. But it won't be made aware because, like Tim the Tapman and that, they're just getting in, they're going to love it because they're playing against bots, they're playing against you and me. They're in bronze and silver lobbies. See, once they get into the master lobbies, and then you see like Lulu and all these big gamers, these big streamers that do it, they disappear for a while, and then they'll come back because see, once you hit a high rank, you just stop playing it, or they make second accounts, and then little old me gets put in a lobby with like an absolute monster who's been playing the game for nearly fucking 10 years, and I get absolutely melted. Do you know what I mean? It's not great, especially if any new gamers come into the play. Esports and stuff like that, I've seen a lot of like Dr. Disrespect had a big rant, and he was upset because it's understandable. Do you know what I mean? Like, people want to enjoy this game, but it's not a Warzone because it's got elements like evolving shields. That's what an Evo shield is. It's an evolving shield. It starts off at a base, and you get a certain amount of damage. You can see it there. And it will tell you, next Evo is 846 damage. That will take me to a red shield. Whereas before it used to be just like set shields and stuff like that. In the same sense, what Dr. Disrespect made a point in saying, and it was actually a very good point, is that end games are just people sitting in corners, taking small stabs, 20 odd damage, shielding up, 20 odd damage, shielding up, 20 odd damage, shielding up, and then it's a battle of who runs out of shields and who has to push first, or who's got circle. And I think that's going to start to bore folk out down the line. That's the way I definitely perceive it. I think people get bored of that. I'm playing the game and I'm getting bored of it sometimes. I like to push fights. I like action. I don't want to just sit about and wait. It kills my energy. I get lethargic and I lose my interest. And what's around me, and it's pretty bad. If you put that into an esports competition style thing, it's not going to work, is it? Do you think people are going to have retention to sit there? No, it's already common that viewers' attention spans are literally like a second and a half. It is literally 3 seconds. If you've not got their attention in 3 seconds, then you've lost. I think overall, I don't want to rant on for too long. Overall, Apex had a great release, but between players just being far too down the line and far too good, matched up with the terrible skill-based matchmaking in this game. Now, I understand that the way that some like ranked systems go, that you play 10 games and then it basically estimates what your rank should be, and it puts you in that rank, and then you play again, and it'll continue to do that. It'll continue to find what's best for you, what's the best skill base for you. But it just didn't feel like it ever did that. And I'm constantly, one game the champions could be just randos. The champions could be people kitted out with, every single legendary skin. They've got 20 bombs, they've got 4k damages, they've been, their damage dealt is like in the millions. These are like symbols to say, we've been playing this game for quite some time. And people like to show that off. And it's an issue. Because if they're doing that, they should be playing against people like that. And that just screams to me that the player base isn't as meaty. Is what it needs to be for fair game, and then eventually what's happening is that skill-based matchmaking is failing, and these good players are just getting drip fed into our lobbies, and as a result we're all getting melted. and they're reaping off the success. And it might be on a stream or whatever. But yeah, this is my kind of general view. Apex is a lot of fun to play, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of fun to play for too long. I think it's August 12th is when the next Call of Duty update is, the Season 5 update, and I'm very, very convinced, I'm very sure that Treyarch and Activision do this on purpose, and they release this huge update, and that's what's going to pull everybody back, and, you know, they'll do a big band wave, and you get the likes of Tim and that coming back. 120,000 viewers they had in the day one release of the Apex. They took pretty much everybody's viewership that's been playing Apex for a while, and it's all in Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx. Dr. Disrespect as well. They talk up the game, but they want Warzone to be good, and that's the issue, is that everybody just wants Warzone to be back to the way it was. And hopefully that does come soon, because if not, it's a bad tell for the state of battle royales, and that is something I want to talk about in another video. Is my perception that people are just getting a wee bit done with the whole competitive battle royale, and frankly, the let's not have any more fun sort of gaming. If you have enjoyed this, do drop us a like. If you've got an opinion, please do share it. Let us know down in the comments below. My opinions in general is that Apex is great. It's not going to take over Warzone, but Warzone really need to get the fucking act together, because it's kind of losing its pizzazz, in my opinions. Aye, thanks very much for tuning in. And I'll catch you in the next one.